Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us here again for our weekly Bible lesson at the Arkansas Dream Center. Let's start off today with our top truth. It's three simple words. Relationships have rules. Let's say that again. Relationships have rules. So what are we talking about? Well, today we're going to focus on the 10 Commandments. That's God's covenant with his people Israel. As Moses goes up on the mountain to meet with God, the Lord establishes some standards, some rules and regulations for how he wants Moses and his people, the Israelites, to function in their relationship together, because what God is doing is he's creating a covenant. It's not just an agreement. I mean, a lot of people know a covenant as an agreement, and it is that, but it's so much more. It's a deep binding promise between those two parties. And that's what God is doing. He's saying, hey, I want you to be holy and set apart. I want you to live like no one else. All these other nations, they might be living a certain way, but you as my people and me as your God, in this covenant together, we're going to live a certain way. And this is what I want you to abide by. And it's so interesting. Jesus, as we step into relationship with him, he calls us to that same standard. It's recorded for us for our memory verse this week in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 15. Jesus says these words. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And he's championing that same standard. He's saying, hey, as we walk together in relationship, if you love me, keep these commands, keep my commandments. All that I've taught you, and he's actually just really reestablishing and renewing that same covenant that the God of Israel established long ago. And so as we think about these things, we can very practically remember that all types of relationships have rules. Whether it's with your friends, you might say, hey, as we're in friendship together, let's not lie together. That's a rule right there. Or maybe you think back to the days when you were a kid, your mom saying, hey, when you get home from school, the dishes need to be done. Or maybe, hey, as we're in the house together, respect me, respect your dad, respect your siblings. Relationships have rules, and especially that's what God is calling us to in relationship with him. So as we pursue Jesus, let's champion those same things. As we love Jesus, let's keep his commandments.